Marvel's Avengers was supposed to be the next big game. The game was revealed back in 2017 when Marvel had partnered with Square Enix to develop games off of these iconic IPs, including 2020's Marvel's Avengers and 2021's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Gardeners of the Galaxy?
What? No, Rocket! So I let Groot fill out the paperwork.
Marvel's Avengers is a game based on one of the most iconic teams in the history of pop culture. Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow, and Miss Marvel make up this new team that is set within its own Marvel universe. The free DLCs that followed added Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Spider-Man to the roster, as well as references to the wider universe including Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Loki, the Winter Soldier, Daredevil, and so many more characters. By knowing the success of these characters and Square Enix as a studio, you might expect Avengers to have been a success. But this game is far from that. Marvel's Avengers is a slash and loot game where you will explore an area, fight enemies, open chests, and complete the objective as either control point, rescue hostages, or defeat an enemy. The gameplay is similar to that of Borderlands or Destiny, without the open world elements or the importance of gear. In games where searching for better gear is crucial, the gear will also play a cosmetic purpose. When looking at Destiny, if you pick up a better chestplate or helmet, that piece of gear will actually make your character look unique and customizable, giving a sense of individuality to this player. Avengers customization can solely be done through cosmetic purchases, mostly through microtransactions. Cosmetics has actually been a large chunk of the complaints for this game and the reason for its downfall due to the importance of microtransactions. The outfits within the game have been a mixed bag for many players. Sometimes you get skins that are taken from the comics like Superior Iron Man or Capwolf, and other skins are from the MCU like the Far From Home suit for Spider-Man or the Hawkeye Disney Plus suit for Kate Bishop. The majority of the outfits within the game are recolors of pre-existing outfits. If you like this Captain America outfit, then how about this one where it's green? Or this one where it's pink? Or this one where it's white camouflage? 99% of players usually stick with the MCU outfits, and a single one of those costs 1,500 units, which translates to $15. So buying one for each character can rack up to over $100 in microtransactions rapidly. While cosmetics have become increasingly important in games over the years, nothing is more important than gameplay. And unfortunately, Avengers doesn't have that either. Every mission within the game plays the exact same way of button mashing your way through waves of enemies. The variety in missions is scarce, and when a game is solely focused on grinding out gear and missions, then your one hope is that it at least be fun. There are a few boss fights in the game, including Taskmaster, Abomination, Claw, and Maestro, that you can repeat, but all these fights play out the exact same way. There isn't a unique approach you need to take to these fights, like how your strategy will change during a boss fight in Elden Ring. As for variety in the characters, there isn't too much there. Iron Man and Thor can fly, Spider-Man can web sling, and that's about it in terms of uniqueness in the characters. Yes, Hulk and Thor can play like tanks in the game, but they aren't that much different than Miss Marvel or Hawkeye. Every character has a support, assault, and heroic move, with assault being long range and heroic being short range. In a game that was advertised as being able to be played differently per character, there is little to no difference in these characters. What could have easily improved the game was actually variety within these characters. As seeing them in films and reading the comics, there's no similarity in strengths between them. The lack of content has also led to the inevitable downfall of this game. Since launch, there have been 3 content updates and only one was significant. While most live service games create limited time events or challenges, Marvel's Avengers does not do that. During the Halloween season, tons of multiplayer heavy games created new limited events like Warzone or Fortnite or even Halo. But Avengers instead released a $15 skin. Fans of the game were hoping to see a Marvel Zombies event where you fight zombie variants of these iconic characters, something we've seen in the comics and in Marvel Studios' What If. But instead we didn't get any updates. The most recent content update in the game was in August of 2021, which was the Black Panther DLC. Since then there has been no new missions or events within the game. Sticking on the topic of live service multiplayer games, Marvel's Avengers failed to do that correctly. Most multiplayer games can be played either as one person or multiple. Looking at a game like Fortnite or Elden Ring, you can complete your challenges or story without the help of other players, but if you want help, you can easily do so. Marvel's Avengers is a game that practically requires you to play multiplayer, and when your game is dying, finding one other person to play with is nearly impossible. Since the launch of shipments in-game, a daily challenge has been to complete one mission with another player. After waiting 10 minutes in queue trying to find one other person, you will often find yourself giving up on the mission and instead grinding the You and Funeral mission to get credits. And that shouldn't be how a multiplayer game is. A game where the gameplay is repetitive, the multiplayer is non-existent, and the cosmetics are just microtransactions equals a game where nothing matters but your wallet to the studio. A complaint that came out before the game release was how different it felt to the MCU. The characters didn't look like their counterparts, and the story featured what appeared to be the death of Captain America. This complaint was quickly proved wrong as the story became the best part of this game. Marvel's Spider-Man released back in 2018 and found instant praise for its gameplay and its beautiful story that felt like typical Spider-Man but at the same time was something new and fresh.
You are everything I wanted to be! You just threw it away!
Marvel's Avengers gave us a new look at these iconic characters and the handling of them was well done. But unfortunately, this story should have been a film or comic rather than a video game. The universe that this game has created is vast and intriguing, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy being connected and handling the space side to it. The vast number of heroes within this universe is amazing, but the fact they all play and feel the same way doesn't make you feel like playing them. Marvel's Spider-Man lets you swing around New York and jump, dodge, and fight your way through different levels. Batman Arkham City lets you solve crimes and still play as Batman as a detective. Marvel's Avengers lets you play as these characters in tight spaces and corners to where even if you do fly, it has no purpose, and there is nothing unique in terms of combat per character. Marvel's Avengers is a game that set out to be the ultimate game for Marvel fans, but ended up being a forgettable and disappointing experience. I have over 100 hours on this game on Steam, and I truly would love to see this game have a revival similar to No Man's Sky. But there's been no roadmap for 2022 as of now, so this seems unlikely. As of now, Avengers is still staying live, but no one knows for how long. And with 2K's upcoming Midnight Suns releasing this year, Avengers could get pushed further behind in the Marvel games until it's buried for good and forgotten.